the start. Get lost in the sound, go back to the start. Let's go out of the dark. Let's go out of the dark into the light now. Let's go out of the dark. Out of the
This is what we do. Okay. 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 House. This is 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 what we do. Okay. 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 Okay.
Let's do this.
Distance nerding.
Oh, well, ladies and gentlemen, it is that time again. It is that time of the week. We are here. We are ready. It is time for the build. Oh, and in this first hour, shall it be grand, shall it be great, because we got a great guest for you guys this week. I also have an amazing guest host, the most beautiful beard in the game, because I don't think there's a beard better than his in all of podcasting. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my boy Graveyard.
Hey, Phil, how's it going?
Oh, I'm great, man. Hold on. You know, I had to go back to the soundboard. I'm like, oh, I'm on the wrong page. There we go. Do it all over again. Grave, man, how are you doing, man?
Oh, pretty good, pretty good. No complaints right now.
Yeah, you guys getting ready to play some Zelda after this?
Yes, we're finishing it up. We did the last official dungeon last night, and then
nice.
we're finishing off tonight, and then we're gonna do who knows what.
We'll see what happens, man.
Yes.
It's going to be an intense time. Forrest was going to be on. I don't know where he's at, but hey, maybe he'll show up in a little bit here. So with that all being said, of course, ladies and gentlemen, before I bring on the guest, I got to talk about the guys that pay the bills, the companies that pay the bills and keep us going, because we wouldn't exist if it wasn't for them being here. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, the channel, everything that we do here is brought to you by one organization in general. It's a lie because it's two, but we are brought to you by Poddex. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Poddex. Poddex are a unique interview and episode starting prompt in the palm of your hand. So whether you are an existing podcaster or a new podcaster or an existing broadcaster looking to grow your audience or get more engagement, you're going to want to check out poddex.com. Now, guys, use the code NERDING10 to get 10% off your order. It's definitely worth it. Again, we use it for our interviews. We use it for pretty much everything that we do. It's always great. I don't know about you, Graveyard. Maybe you might start using it when you start doing interviews. Hey, maybe our guest tonight might start using Poddex. You don't know. You have no idea when you know a pod deck comes into the need for use. Right? I don't know. My English is fucked up. So I'm technically ESL if we want to really get into it. So you'll never be able to tell because I have no accent. So there we go. That all being said, ladies and gentlemen, Poddex brings you the podcast. But what brings you all of the energy of the young Phil? I'm going to tell you what it is right now. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Dubby. Yes, that's right. Dubby is an emerging brand of energy drinks created to help focus, concentration, reaction time with no jitter or crash. Dubby contains no maltodextrin, no sugar, no fillers, no artificial colors or dyes. Guys, you may be asking yourself right now, what makes Dubby different from other gaming supplements? Well, I'm going to answer that for you right now. Dubby is one of few drinks that contains neurofactor, a neurotropic derived from coffee fruit. Neurofactor helps give your brain focus and clarity, while the 150 milligrams of caffeine and 3 essential B vitamins help you stay alert and energized. Guys, find out more about Dubby at www.dubby.gg. And again, use that code NERDING10 and get 10% off your order. Oh, it's totally worth it, guys. Hey, nerds, bring on the sludge. That's right. Tater is a big fan of the Dub Sludge, whereas I am a fan of the new flavor, which I'm going to get into here in a second. Hey, Julie, how's it going? Love it when my mother-in-law's in the show. Just watching here. So, guys, let's get into this because I am Dubby less right now, and I need some Dubby in my life. But while I'm building up on the Dubby, let's introduce everybody to tonight's guest. He is a he's got the unfortunate lifestyle of being an MP. For anybody that's in the military knows that that's just terrible. I don't know why you would subject yourself to that. But jokes aside, he's a great podcaster. He's got 2 shows now, or one's coming up. But currently he is the co-host of the Behind the Mask podcast, which is a paintball podcast. And he is coming out with the Geek Saga, which is a newer show that he's going to be doing, that he's coming on to talk about here today. He is a member of the Comic-Con Radio family, along with us with Distance Nerding. So guys, put your fins together, put your hands together, get your get your military issue flame retardant gloves and clap those together for Eugene Lazos.
What is going on, Phil? Yes, I have the unfortunate duty of being an MP, and you know what? You know what's even worse? How stupid I am. I've done it for 13 years. I haven't changed MOSs. You know that most guys will start the military as something else, and then they roll into being an MP because it's the easy thing to do.
You got to get that secondary SQI, man.
Yeah, no, I'm the idiot that started as an MP, and now I'm thinking, do I need to reclass to something else like cook or something? Because I can't do this MP anymore.
You want to be a cook over an MP, man.
Yes.
I mean, your next problem, or like the next mistake you make is going 11 Bravo, and there you go.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna. No, I would not. Somebody actually said, "Why don't you go 11 Bravo?" I'm like, I'm 44 years old. Do you really think that my knees can take a pack on my back anymore? No, I'm done.
Dude, I'm 35, and my knees and back are destroyed from jumping out of planes. So I mean, like.
There you go.
And I was a radio operator, man. So I mean, we're just infantry with the radio.
Oh my god, I don't even want to hear radio because just this last year I had to go do JRTC, which you've probably done multiple times.
Yeah.
Over in Louisiana, and I had the fortunate duty of them saying, "Hey, by the way, we need you to learn how to use the radio really well because you're going to be comms man for the whole time." I said, "I don't know nothing about the radio except lick it and stick it and push the button."
You guys don't have any uniforms around, man? At least you can get some dude that can go get you some coffee, man. Just
every one of the guys. And when I had problems with comms, I went over to where all the battalion was and went up to one of their guys and I was all like, "Hey, can somebody fix this?" And they're like, "That radio is so old, we have to look it up." I'm like,
the radio.
wow. So I went onto YouTube and learned how to do this.
Does Harris even have a YouTube channel? Like, are you just like looking at all of Harris's like stuff?
It was a Harris video that was probably back from like early 2000 on how to use that hand. Was a Harris? Oh my god, I can't remember what it was, but
152 golf or what?
I think it was.
Okay.
Yeah, it was. No, it was a 153.
153. Oh god,
it was the next one, but it was still green and big.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're like, "We don't know how to program that thing. We don't even have the right connections to connect to it to be able to do." I was all like, "Oh my god!"
And they were probably like just telling you, "Okay, so you have to program crypto," and you're like, "Well, how do I do that?"
Yeah, they kept saying it's got to be encrypted. It's got to be encrypted. I said, "That's great,
operator."
I'm an MP. I'm a squad leader. I can't do this." So
that's
needless to say,
100 times funnier, man, just because again, like, you know, me being a radio operator and knowing like, you know, the scarcity of, you know, kind of where we are in the military and just kind of how like we're like the unsung heroes where like people don't really realize that they need a radio operator until they need a radio operator. You know, my favorite thing is always putting guys who have never been on the radio, especially in like training situations, and and watching them butcher any kind of like radio jargon at all, right? Yeah. My favorite one is they always say repeat. You know, it's like, "Oh, you've watched one too many movies, buddy. You know, repeat is call for fire. You just killed everybody."
Yeah. Well, no, see, that's one thing that I do know. I know not to say repeat. So I'd always be like, "Say again." And they're like, "Oh," I could hear the groan in their voice, like, "Oh, this guy's trying really hard." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm trying hard."
Yeah, but then there's even more groan. Well, you know why? Because there's no groan. We're usually laughing when we hear repeat because it's like, you know, of course, we're trying to make sure that people don't die in combat. But it's like, you know, when we hear repeat, like there it goes again, right? Like I would always make a point of making a computer guy my radio operator, so that way I could hear him say repeat over the radio. Did you say repeat? Yeah. Cool. Everybody hit the ground. You're all dead. What happened? Repeat is call for fire. You basically just ask for artillery to hit you right where you guys were at. Right. That's one of those fun things about movies is repeat is not an actual thing that we use on the radio. Also, over and out is redundant. You're basically saying the same thing twice. It's over or out. Not both.
Went out. Okay.
Out means over end transmission. Over means I'm done with my line of speaking. I'm saying that specifically for Matt because he's looking at this is fascinating, man. I don't military like this.
I'd have to ask my dad for that. He was Marine.
Marines are slightly different from us.
Yeah.
They eat more crayons.
Oh, dude, that's all they eat. It's period. So, anyways, all right. Matt, by the way, nice to meet you.
Hi,
that
nice
is
to meet
a
you.
glorious beard.
Thank you.
His beard is beautiful, man.
That is. Oh my god! I want to run my fingers through it. Again, that's another. You know, us military guys are like, we're special. We're special.
Well, the best part.
For
Eugene,
I guess I should.
I was saying the best part for Eugene specifically is because he's still in, and because he obviously doesn't have a shaving profile. He doesn't get to grow a beard. He's also probably not in any he's an MP, so he's not in any kind of unit where he gets to grow something out like that. So he probably hasn't had facial hair for a long time.
Well, I get to grow something else out, but I mean, I still got to trim that. But I mean, yeah. You know.
But I mean, that's a style choice.
Well, it's actually a field choice because out in the field, do you really want to be shaven and to the point where you're chafing?
Oh man, we learned for long rucks, and this is probably a very huge TMI thing for anybody who's never been in the military. But we learned for long rucks, never wear underwear. Go command. There's a reason they call it going commando. Go commando for long rucks because you will chafe like crazy if you wear underwear.
Yeah. Well, I have that. What is it called? Body glide or whatever. It's like it looks like a deodorant stick. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That last ruck that I did, I just all up and down, man, up and just so you guys know, this that I. It should be, James. It should be brought to you by Manscaped.
You know what's funny is I was just literally talking to Jackie right now off mic about how about like certain companies that I would like to have sponsor us at some point, and I was joking about like I would love to have Manscaped sponsor us, not because of anything related to Manscaped itself, but because if you've ever listened to their ad copy, it is hilarious, and I just want to get sponsored by them just so I could do the ad copy.
Yeah, nice.
Hey, you know what? We should work on that. We should team up and tag team them and try to get them to sponsor the shows.
Right, just because like it's funny, man. Like the stuff that they do. And this is gonna again be TMI, but I for Christmas, I got us some tushies.
Oh, okay.
Right, the bidet.
Yeah.
And again, a lot of their marketing is like around the same kind of stuff. It's like really, really funny jokes about using the bathroom. And I'm like, I want to get sponsored by Tushy just so I could read the ad copy because that sounds funny.
Or what was that one company that did like that spray that you spray into the toilet, and the whole commercial was like had a unicorn at the end of the assembly line. Just you see his face just squeezing it out, and it's like shooting it into the it looked like ice cream almost.
Oh no. That wasn't the spray. It was
like poopery or something like that.
So poopery was the second thing that they did. It was the same company.
Yeah.
But it was Squatty Potty.
There you go, Squatty Potty.
Squatty Potty. Wow.
Yeah, Squatty Potty was that was their ad. It was the unicorn.
Yes.
And the whole joke was that was like, if you use a Squatty Potty, then you'll poop like a soft serve machine. Oh, this is already in places I don't want it to go.
And welcome to Behind the Mask. This is yes.
You by Body Glide. Body Glide to make your thighs slide. You know what's funny is James was upset because he said that I didn't give him an invite to the show when I did, and he's not on the show right now, but he's in the chat making all the greatest jokes.
Oh man, yeah, you bring me on, and I'm sorry, we go straight into the pooper, or should we say out the pooper?
Like 100%. I think that is an appropriate place for us to go. All right, Eugene, we've been making military jokes and poop jokes the entire time, but let's transition a little bit here and let's talk about who you are.
Okay,
your shows, man. Before we jump into that kind of stuff, actually, you know what? I've got some specific questions for you here, man.
All right, let's go for it. Let's get serious because I know James is the guy that usually wrangles you in.
And since he's
Dennis,
not
here, and Dennis usually wrangles me in, and then you put us two together. It's going to be without the mediator. So sorry.
Oh no, yeah, it's going to be nothing but terribleness. So, and we've already figured out that we have very similar senses of humor. So this is just this whole night is just a powder keg of shit jokes and just weird stuff. All right, guys. So just to start off here, what is something that people are nerding out on right now that they're obsessed with, but you just don't get the point of?
Oh man, what are they nerding out on?
So, like, example. I like to give examples. Many people have said like NFTs and crypto and stuff like that. James specifically has said TikTok. He doesn't
That
get TikTok. He feels like he's too old for TikTok and doesn't get it.
yeah.
James is also 44, so he's in that.
So he's right up there with me also, which I would say the same thing, which is TikTok. I don't get the point of it. You're making a 10 to 30-second video, and then all you're doing is following all these trends that are happening, and most of them are retarded.
Oh yeah.
And but I also feel like an old man when I say that, because I feel like I should put on a wife beater, sit on the front porch with my fold-out chair and a 40 in my hand of Old E, and start yelling at the kids to tell them get off my grass.
Off my grass.
Oh,
Yeah.
At some point, and I still make these jokes to this day. I'll just, instead of saying get off my grass, I'll say get off the Sergeant Major's grass.
Oh God, yeah. Oh yeah. I remember at Leonardwood, people saying, "Don't step on that grass." Sergeant Major. I was like, "Oh, all right, I'm not going to touch it then." So to this day, I still don't walk on grass, even if it's going up to somebody's house. I can't. I'm scared.
Dennis says he doesn't get Crocs.
Uh-oh. Wow.
Yes. I'm not wearing mine right now, but when I'm in my Deadpool costume, I wear Crocs.
Yes.
Oh my God, I need those.
Yeah, I went full blown. I didn't just go for regular Crocs. I said I want these ones, and that's what I got for Christmas.
I need those for the costume that I'm wearing at Saga
Anime.
Yeah.
You know what? There's actually a white set that has like all kinds of Pokemon on it. That might go better. So
Well, specifically Pikachu.
well, yeah, it still has Pikachu on it. But just so you guys know that I do now, I got Call of Duty and I'm starting to play, and I literally put these on and I will go sport mode.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But to answer your question, let's get back to that question. I would go with James, and I would say the same thing. TikTok, I don't get it. I don't want to get it. I know we need it, unfortunately, to help us to get to these younger kids that are out there, but nah, can't do it.
I'm right there with you. I'm 38 and I don't understand TikTok. So.
Look at James. James says, "What I'm nerding out on, and I don't get, or what people are nerding out on, I don't get. Where's Eugene's gray hair? My head is all gray. That's why James wears a hat.
Look at that. No gray hair. You know why? I don't stress. Why do I need to stress, right? What is there stress?
Says a lot about your policing tactics.
Hey, if somebody's all like, "Hey, the dude's running." Yeah, he is.
Yeah,
that's great.
Okay,
there he goes. We'll catch him another time, I'm sure.
It's funny how it's a lot of people try to compare military police to like civilian police, and it's like, civilian police hate MPs, right?
Oh yeah. Oh,
they hate MPs with a passion.
Yeah.
You guys actually police correctly. All right, we're gonna stop with that and go on to the next one. Me too on the walking on the grass thing, Nathan Price. Oh, guys, second host is here. Ladies and gentlemen, let's bring in our favorite second small beard man. It's Force!
Oh, nice.
I love Force's new background where it's got his name and distance nerding on it. It's great.
What's up, everybody? How y'all doing?
Oh, we're doing good. A lot of inside baseball military jokes happening.
Fantastic. Those are two things I know nothing about.
Exactly.
How's it going, Forrest?
Serious.
Oh,
He's serious. Where's Crocs in sport mode?
I do. I wear them in sport mode. I slap those things on and I go.
Oh, God. The entire chat is just blowing up over your sport mode right now. Eugene's shoes. Sport mode go. It's go time. Yes. What's up, Thomas?
Look at that. I blew up your chat just by putting them in sport mode.
Oh, I love it, man.
Oh, you guys got to do some distant nerding croc, what do you call it? Little charms. I would
We've
rock
actually been
the hell
working
out of
on. We actually been funny enough because you understand this. We're actually working on morale patches right now.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
See, and I have the only distance nerding Mountain Dew in existence.
he does. I've got a buddy that's a SFPD, and he's been wanting a distance nerding morale patch forever because he's like, dude, I can put it on my body armor. I will walk that or rock that thing all day.
Dude, I would do the same thing. I will be out there. I actually just was at the range a couple weeks ago, and there was some little freaking pissant sergeant. She was walking around telling people, "You need to take that morale patch off." I'm like,
The whole point of a morale patch is for morale.
yeah. She came up to me, and I it's not a morale patch. I actually had a platoon patch on that, and our platoon, surprisingly enough, is actually the Mandalorians, and
Nice.
it's thick. And I wish I had an example of the patch with me, but it's
God,
the
if there
American
was
flag.
if there was ever a representation of the new army, the Mandalorians is the most the most new army thing I've ever seen.
But it's also the furthest thing from this new army. Because I don't. Well, so Phil, how long have you been out?
I've been out since 2013, man.
Okay, so 2013. So then you don't know what it's like with these new privates. Oh man,
Definitely not, man.
you know what? I'm not going to go into. I feel bad for everybody else that's in here, and also the chat, as we're talking so much military. So we're going to stay away from it.
Yeah.
No,
'Cause-
don't stay away from it. Don't mind. Look, I like to learn.
Oh my god. Well, yeah, this new military is very soft. Like soft serve. Like
Oh my
that's how
gosh.
soft they are.
Yeah.
And I'm still of the old mindset that when I went in, I got yelled at, I got told a lot of things, and I got pushed around a lot.
What year did you go to basic?
2010. So it was just before it transitioned into this new soft serve stuff.
Well, I mean, because basic training, I went through basic, and basic was easy. The way that I look at it, like basic training was easy. What I thought basic training was supposed to be was when I went to Ranger selection.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, when you compare it to that, then yeah, by all means, it's basic is easy, but now it's even easier. There is no more shark attack.
Yeah, I heard there's no shark attacks anymore.
So it's like, are you serious? So I went through that, and I literally got my duffel grabbed and hurled way off onto the grass of all places, and I had to run onto the grass and grab it and run back.
They probably hemmed you up for that too.
Oh yeah, I was on my face, and I was just down. Yeah, it was just half right face. Yep, I was going.
You on the Sergeant Major's grass?
Oh, it was just bad.
Oh man! All right, we got to transition away from
Okay.
military stuff.
All right. Back. Let's get back.
Question number 2.
Yes.
So we had a segment on the show, right, called "Growing Up Geeky."
Okay.
What's something that you geeked out on as a kid? Obviously not Pokemon, because that didn't come out until you were like already a teenager.
Yeah, no, that was long after, and but I still got into it then. I have a whole story about that too that we can talk about later. I geeked out on G.I. Joe actually as a kid.
Nice.
Absolutely loved my 3 3/4-inch G.I. Joes.
Go Joe!
I had literally the whole collection. I had the G.I. Joe base. I had like my first, I think it was the first year that the 3 3/4 came out, where it was like 83.
Yeah,
And I still remember getting like almost every Joe and the base and everything from my grandparents. It was the best.
did you have the OG Sergeant Slaughter?
Yes, I did.
Yes.
And his tank.
Yeah.
Yes, I had that. Oh yeah, dude, I had a sick collection. I didn't get a chance to get the, what do you call it? The USS flag. Always
And
wanted
that's one that everybody wants. Every
Oh
GI
my
Joe
God.
collector wants the USS flag.
It was amazing. That was like the thing to get, and I never got it. But I did get that later on. They came out with the what was the space station?
I know which one you're talking about.
And I had that, which was pretty sick, and it was huge. That thing was big.
He said soft, like push-ups on your knees. Oh,
Definitely. That's what they're doing now. Like, if you can't do push-ups, you're going to do girl push-ups, and it's
just do PT. That's I'm going to say, guys. Just do PT.
yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Because PT makes you sexy.
Well, I guess.
Does it make you like beard sexy, or are we talking like chicks dig you sexy? There's a difference.
Oh, I know there's a difference. Trust me.
Oh man.
It makes you with rigorous PT and starving yourself to an extent. You too can look like a ranger. All right. Moving on from here. So, man, tell me, how long have you guys been doing your podcast for?
So Behind the Mask actually started back in 2000 and I always get this mix. It was 2007. So
It's been around for a while.
we were around then. We actually started as a clothing company, which was Sunday Clothing, and we were strictly in the paintball industry. I started out as just a player, and then I loved it so much that I wanted to do a clothing company. So I started doing shirts. We started doing hats and shorts and all kinds of stuff. And so I thought, you know what? A good way to promote us is to start a media side, and we could tie it in with the clothing side.
Okay.
So Behind the Mask was birthed, and we were traveling from one tournament to another tournament all over the United States. And then we actually got picked up by one of the main tournaments to do all their media stuff, all their like soft media stuff, more like the ads for the banners and all that other stuff. So we did that for a while, and then this is it's bad to have more than one partner. We had like 4 partners, and we weren't watching everything, so we had one of the guys actually embezzle a lot of money. Our company went down, and then paintball, or at least Behind the Mask, went down, and it went dead for probably a good, almost 13 years. The time that I actually joined up.
Okay.
So me and Dennis, my co-host Dennis, we've been friends for since 2007.
Did you guys meet through paintball, or how'd you guys meet?
Yeah, so I wanted to get on a team really bad. I met up with the team. Actually, we were sponsored by Keebler, as in Keebler the cookies.
Like Keebler Elves. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So our team was Team Keebler. Yeah.
Sorry.
You guys would have loved it because like they would give us like literally a whole hand truck full of cookies per person at like almost every every practice that we did. So we were practicing twice a month.
Those are the wrong kinds of carbs that you should be having.
No
before you
kidding.
do any kind of training.
Yeah. Trust me, it was not good, but my ex-wife at the time loved it, and she was giving them all out to her friends and the family. Everybody was getting Keebler cookies. So, that's why everybody loved me, was because I gave them stuff like that. So
they loved you specifically because you gave them cookies, not because of anything else.
No, exactly. So I was in good with the family. When I stopped with the team and got no more cookies, I was kind of back to the outskirts.
Yeah.
So we met. So I got into this team, Keebler, because they're like, "Hey, we need somebody to fill in a spot. So can you fill in this spot?" I was like, "Sure." So I started practicing with them. I got out to a tournament. I played in Orange County, down at the actual Orange County Fairgrounds.
Nice.
And yeah, it was a sick event. It was a lot of fun. And
Wait,
it was
Orange County, Florida?
No, Orange County, California.
I had hopes, but okay.
No, I'm sorry for it. As I actually made a comment last was on Tuesday. Sorry, but Florida's the dong of America.
Yeah, he was the one
Bro.
that said it. It's the
I
dog.
said it. I was the
Look,
one.
it's if there's truth to anything, it's that
Florida's
nobody
the dong
wants
of
to
the
be
country.
a Floridian. Even Floridians don't want to be Floridians because
Yeah,
Floridians.
I've been to the state a couple times, and it's hot. It's sweaty.
It
and
rains every day at 11. It
Oh.
sucks.
It
It
doesn't
does.
rain every day at 11. It's hot every day at 11, and then it's hot every day at 11 p.m.
So
So yeah,
it rains every day at 11, so it's 1,000% more
the humidity is like
humid.
dumb high factor.
Stupid. I hate humidity. I truly do. But so yeah, I got on this team, and then they said, oh, by the way, the old team member's coming back. He wants his jersey. I was like, what do you mean he wants his jersey? Well, the jersey that you're wearing is his jersey. And it sure enough had his last name on it. They let me borrow it. And they're like, yeah, he's actually coming back. I was like, so where does that put me? Well,
Oh, Smith? I thought it was just the name of the team.
you know what? If it was something like Smith, Jones, like something just like whatever, it would have been like, well, that's just like a basic name. No, it said Citron on the back, and that's a very unique last name.
Oh God. Okay,
So
this is Dennis.
yeah, it
Okay.
was Dennis's jersey. It was Dennis's slot that I was in, and they're like, we don't know how Dennis is going to react, so let's just play it cool when he shows up, and we'll talk to him and all this other stuff. And I was like, great, that's just great.
I'm gonna
I
be
didn't
honest. Like, the name Citron on the jersey, I would have thought it was alcohol related.
Sounds like a transformer, to be honest.
Hey,
Citron.
dang, I never thought about that.
What did he
Like
transform
Megan's-
into?
You hear
like
that,
Megan-
Dennis? You're a transformer, dude.
I was gonna say
Dennis transformed into a
Megatron's
vet tech.
redheaded stepchild, Citron.
Jeez.
I know. I can't. I'm not allowed to be on this show anymore.
Oh no, you're fine. I mean, did you not hear what we were talking about before you came on?
Oh yeah, no, he missed all that.
Oh, then yeah.
Sorry.
What you just said is tamed compared to what we
You missed all the poop jokes at the beginning, at the top of the show.
Yes.
Oh man, y'all were dropping kids off at the pool and I missed it.
Yeah, we were talking about
Oh,
like
God.
bidets and stuff like that.
squatty potties,
Squatty
how,
potty.
how we got to go commando when we ruck.
Oh yeah.
Our thighs can't touch. We got to make sure we put body glide. We'll give you a whole recap later, but
Recap with the recap for the recap with the recap, so that way you're recapping while you're recapping.
Exactly.
but needless to say, we became good friends. His daughter and Dennis always, whenever we meet somebody new, he always likes to tell the story about how our daughters are 2 weeks apart in age. And I mean, basically, he's my hetero life partner.
Oh, so he's your Silent Bob.
Yep, he definitely is. Because I am more Jay than he is. I'm very loud. So,
He's
but we came back together, and then we just said, you know what? I was like, dude, do you want to do a podcast? He's all like, yeah. What do you want to do it on? Paintball. He's like, well, I haven't been out on a field in like 10 years. I said, neither have I, but dude, I miss it. So we started doing it. In 2020, we kicked it off, and we were just doing pre-recorded and posting them up onto YouTube, and then of course posting of whatever we can onto Instagram. We had a TikTok then. We still have a TikTok.
still don't use your TikTok. Still don't know how to use your TikTok.
Hell no. I got one for the Geek Saga, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna post up stuff on there. I'm like, I still don't know how to use this.
Oh God, have you seen our TikTok?
No, I haven't.
Oh, dude, our TikTok is hilarious. It's
Dude,
mostly me singing 80s songs as Mickey Mouse.
Oh my God, I gotta look that. Definitely gotta watch that.
It's great. It is pretty epic, man.
So
Well, I was thinking about doing a segment where I'm gonna be all you'll see is literally my pants down around my ankles, just pointed down, and having a moment of like those clarity moments when I'm sitting there and I'm just thinking, and I'm just gonna talk about it while I'm sitting on the toilet on TikTok.
Oh God, that might actually take off, man. And knowing like the trends on TikTok, that might actually take off.
What was that? What was that segment called? Was it on Mad TV where they had like profound thoughts? Or is that Saturday Night Live with Jack Handy?
Oh yes, I remember those moments. It's like, yeah, with Jack Handy. That was a moment with Jack Handy.
Profound moments.
Yes.
Those are the moments you have that are the most profound, is when you're on the shitter.
Oh, they are by far. I don't sit there and do anything else except for think.
So
And when I come out, I'm like, oh my God, I had an epiphany.
So you should be called the profound pooper.
Yeah. No, you know when you have the most profound thoughts of your entire life is when you deploy.
Oh God.
Because you have nothing else to do but sit on the shitter and think about things when when you're not actually in the middle of doing something.
That's all I've had is to think. And I'm like, oh my God, what am I doing here? What am I doing with my life? My life kind of sucks. Yeah.
Well, hopefully we change all.
Yes, here we go. Out of the dark moment.
Let's not talk about the moments of pure depression that we can fall into.
Behind the mask, yes. Back. Let's get back on track, right?
Let's talk more about behind the mask, man. So yeah, no,
yeah. So, anyways, the jersey behind me. This is actually from. What you can't see is how dirty this thing is, but that is back from 2007. That is, and it's still going strong. Still wearing it on the fields, going out there to go and, yes, it's another episode.
It's powered by Body Glide, making the man titties not stick to one side.
Oh, jeez,
nice.
Oh man.
Oh man. So how many episodes in are you guys, man?
All right, so we've been doing it for 2 years. We're coming up on, what did we do? We did 24 our first season, and we did 28 this season. We didn't start doing live streaming till this year because that's how long it took me to figure out how to do live streaming. I'm a genius.
I know.
Total professional.
I 100% can see it.
Total comms guy.
Yeah, you're definitely a commo guy. Definitely, 100%.
But we actually started doing it at episode 9 of this year, so we have put in a lot of episodes this year. What, 18? No, 17? 17 episodes have been live stream. So we are looking forward to next year, which we are going to kick it off with, straight to live streaming on every Mondays at 6:30. We go for about an hour. Sometimes we'll go longer depending on our guests and what we're talking about. And a lot of it is just ranting about the paintball industry and how much it sucks. And actually doing what a typical soldier does. So I fit right in. I'm right at home.
So complaining a lot.
Yeah, complain. So that's your talk. Everybody, tax dollars, hard at work. That's what we do. We complain. I'm just being honest, guys, being straight here. But then now coming up next year, which you had mentioned, which is the Geek Saga, is my next podcast that we are launching. We've already got our Instagram. We got our TikTok. Again, nothing going on it. But we have a TikTok, Facebook, and all that wonderful stuff. But Geek Saga is going to be our attempt to do geeky stuff. We're going to be talking about movies. We're going to be talking a lot of stuff that you guys talk about. We're going to be talking about. So we're just watching what you guys do, and we're going to just copy it. That's
by all means, man. I mean, hey, if you guys steal all of our ideas and then we can help prop you guys up, I mean, more power. Let's do it.
Definitely. And then we're actually going to shoot up to SAC Anime to go up there to go do a little bit of filming and to meet up with you guys. So I'm looking forward to that.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be fun, man. I am going to SAC Anime as Unipool. I do have a new version of the costume that I'm gonna be wearing for SAC Anime because it's anime related.
Yeah.
So
Well, you got to get the Pokemon.
I don't want those Crocs, man.
Dude, you got to get them.
Because
Like, I went to the Croc store. It was, what was it, like a couple days before Christmas. I stood in a line to get in, and I felt like a complete idiot standing in this line by myself. That's, I my wife went in to go get coffee, and I was standing in line by myself.
It's like standing in line to get Jordans, but for Crocs.
Yeah, but at least to get the Jordans, there's a bunch of cool people in that line. Nah, I'm right there with all the like moms and the kids, and the dads that are there with the moms and the kids that are like, "What the hell am I doing here?
What am I doing here?"
Stood in line for 30 minutes so I can go in there, and then I had to walk around by myself to find the Crocs. I couldn't find them, so I had to ask somebody, "Hey, so yeah, do you have a size 10 in these?" And I had to show the picture, these Crocs, and they're like, "Oh yeah, come right over here." I'm like, "Oh, this person's taking joy out of seeing a dude that's older getting
Hey,
this
Jimmy. Hey, Jimmy, have you seen these Crocs? Jimmy, this guy's looking, Jimmy.
It's all,
He's
hey,
looking for these Crocs.
do you have a size? Do we have a size 11? 11? No. What? Let's look in the back for these ones. The Pokemon for this guy. Yeah.
Are they for your son? Oh, they're for him. Make sure we have the size for adults.
Yeah. Well, needless to say, I actually put mine on reserve, so I had to ask that.
Yo, man, we ain't got Pikachus that big.
I had to tell him, yeah, you do. I actually put them on reserve last night. Yeah. Under what name? Well, they're like, under what name? Eugene. Can we see an ID?
Do you really?
Seriously?
Sure, boss man. I got 8 gym badges.
Yeah. So that's the story of my
I just learned
Pikachu.
something new. There's Croc stores.
Yeah, I didn't know Crocs stores either.
Gosh.
Yes. Well, actually, I don't know if they're in Florida, but they are over here in California.
I would
So-
imagine Florida's the Croc Central.
It's true.
Dennis is clowning right now. He said the Croc store at the outlets here in Orange have lines that go around the building. It's frightening.
I was at that particular Croc store, so I drove 30 minutes to go get my Crocs. Yes. So
James, the only reason that James knows this is because he obviously has Crocs the same way. He said, not to toot our own horn or sport mode our own Crocs, but we got a Crocs outlet up here too.
That's awesome.
Wow.
I have one pair of Crocs that I specifically bought for my Deadpool costume. So I know
Well-
nothing of the Crocs community.
Well, I actually was like, I was literally on the fence about whether I'm going to get Crocs, whether I'm not going to get Crocs, because it's like, I can't see myself saying I own Crocs. I couldn't get those words to come out of my mouth. And, I was like, that's a girl's shoe, man. I'm going to get Crocs. And then more and more my boys in uniform. Oh yeah, I got Crocs. Oh, totally. Yeah, I wear Crocs.
I'm waiting for the day where somebody's got a soft shoe profile and they wear Crocs to work.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Oh. If I see that, I don't even know what I would do.
Like, oh my god, no. Okay, number one, put those in sport mode. Number two, do push-ups.
Beat your face. Just beat it. Just keep going, because that's just that ain't right. But they did have actually some Crocs that had U.S. Army charms on them.
I bet they did.
They did. I almost bought them.
Sounds about right.
Yep. Because what do we normally do? We say, "Oh hell no, I ain't gonna do that." Yep, got it.
It's the Army way, man. It's like, everything we make fun of, we do.
Yep. There is nothing. Think of one thing that you can make fun of. Yeah, we already got it, or we're doing
it for sure. We're doing it.
Oh hell yeah.
And at first they say like the excuse that guys in the military have for doing things that they don't want other guys to make fun of them for is that they're doing it ironically. And they do it ironically until everybody catches on to it, and it's like, oh yeah, no, I've been doing it forever.
Yep.
That's the Army way.
And here I am. Pair of Crocs. Not just any Crocs, Pikachu Crocs.
I mean, I'm jealous.
But the funny thing is, well, on top of that, the whole reason why I got into Pokemon was, yes, I was a teenager when Pokemon finally hit the airs here in the US. But my last deployment, I was really bored, which of course James would attest to this. When you have a lot of time and you don't feel like thinking about your life choices, because our life choices are stupid at times.
Yeah.
I mean, I've now signed 3 extensions, so that's telling you something.
A lot of mouth breathing in that.
There was a lot of mouth breathing and fupas.
Oh God! If you're not offended yet, you just haven't gotten that far.
We've just touched the tip of the iceberg. But if you want the whole thing, I mean, by all means. All right. So yeah, I was in a place that is not to be mentioned, but I was watching things that are not to be mentioned, and I had my team, and we would sit there and we would be like, so what are we going to do besides stare at each other and stare at these screens for the next 12 hours? So we decided, well, maybe we can do like a card game. So we said, all right, we can do a card game because that won't get us in trouble, because we can't have board games in there.
Right.
People got in trouble because they were not paying attention to what they were doing. So we started out with, I don't know if you guys know the game Munchkins.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
So Graveyard, it's an awesome game.
Oh,
right?
absolutely.
It's
Absolutely
a lot of fun. Yeah. So I had my mom. Yes, my mom. She shipped those over to me. So we started playing Munchkins. We got bored of Munchkins because there's only so many times you could play in 12 hours and day after day. So we thought, well, what else are we going to play? So one of the guys is all like, what about Pokemon? I'm like, what do you mean? What about Pokemon? He's all
Like the actual card game?
Like the actual card game.
Okay.
I was all like, are you serious? And he's all like, well, yeah, I liked Pokemon when I was growing up. I was like, did you play it? He's all, no, I just collected them. Okay. So all the other guys were like, all right, let's get Pokemon cards. So I said, all right, cool. So we went to our favorite girl, Amazon, and ordered up as many packs and as many decks as we could. And within 3 weeks, we were all each had our deck and we were ready to play Pokemon. We started playing Pokemon and had kind of a surprise visit by of all people, Sergeant Major.
Oh, yes. Oh, I'm already loving this story.
Yeah. Walked in and we made our own game board out of just a piece of cardboard because we can't have any other stuff. We brought in the Pokemon cards and the door opens and we're sitting there and there's 2 of us playing. And he looks down and he's all like, okay. And he just walked out. And we were just looked up and we're like, well, that just happened.
He's probably seen worse. I will tell you right now, when I was down, guys were playing Magic the Gathering. Guys were playing Yu-Gi-Oh! When we got back, we got heavily into League of Legends. So I mean, like, you know, like there's all it's funny how, you know, there's a lot of toxic masculinity in the military, where a lot of guys are like, you know, well, you know, you have to be, you know, a man and you got to do like this manly thing and all this, but you know, behind everybody's backs, they're going and playing like the kitty of the kiddest games.
Yeah.
you know. And I'm not saying that Magic the Gathering or any of those things are kiddie games, but it's like you would be surprised at how many nerds are in the military, but they hide it
Oh yeah.
because they
And
don't want all the other manly, quote unquote manly men making fun of them, so they don't express the things that they actually enjoy.
oh yeah, and that's the funny thing is that's what the whole kind of the premise of the Geek Saga is going to be. Is it's two salty vets, which is myself and my other partner David, which is still really weird for me to call him by his first name because all we know each other as first was just as I was a corporal, he was a sergeant, so I just knew him as Sergeant Preciado. And his first name was Sergeant to me. I didn't know his first name.
Right.
And now that I'm calling him David, it's like, dude, it's so weird to say his first name. But the whole premise of the Geek Saga is us and bringing along a lot of our other soldier buddies, everybody, not even just soldier, but military guys, talking about everything geek,
Right.
comic books, movies, and just letting it all out. And finally, it's like, dude, all you guys out there that are like hiding it, why? Just let it out. It's hilarious.
Yeah, it's very liberating.
Yeah.
Able to express the interest in the things that you're into when you weren't able to because you're afraid that someone's going to make fun of you because of things that you like.
Yeah, like so when we were in Getmo, this last deployment I was in Getmo, and we stayed in these, we call it tin cans. It's a room that barely fits 4 guys. Luckily there was only 3 of us and we were all NCOs.
So like Navy quarters.
Oh, it was bad.
Yeah.
The Navy had it good. They had freaking apartments on the other side.
Oh,
we had the dirt ball that was on the other side of Getmo.
It's always like that. We always the Army always has the worst living quarters out of anybody. But I mean, like when I say Navy quarters, I mean like if you've ever been on a ship and seen what the Navy actually sleeps in, it's like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it was tight, but we made our own little I'll just call it what it is. We made our own little jerk shacks within that. So just so you guys know that I'm sure Forrest and Gray are like
100% exactly what you think it is.
It is. But what we did, we were innovative. We took our lockers, which were pretty big lockers, we shifted them around, and then we ran 550 cord along to run actual shower curtains across to block off our room in such a way that each one of us had our own private room.
Oh man! For those of you who don't know what 550 cord is, it's paracord.
Sorry,
private chat.
Yeah. So we ran that stuff. We set up our thing, and when they opened up the curtain to my area, huge Star Wars blanket across my bed, Star Wars posters across my side of the wall, and anime posters. And they, again, now we're talking about my platoon sergeant looking in there like, what the hell is all this? I was like, what? To me, it was just absolutely normal.
Right.
So it was funny. It's funny to be in the military and be a huge nerd and be open about it. And everyone's just like, what?
Yeah. Kind of just make fun of you for the things that you enjoy.
Yeah.
So before we continue going on here, Fours and Graveyard got to get going here. They've got that they're about to go do. Guys, not to say leave our show to go watch theirs, but at the same time, they are playing Zelda on stream. Check them out at Kyber Cave Productions. Actually, better to talk about it, so I'm not mansplaining it to him. Fours, tell us what you're doing.
Okay, so yeah, finish distance nerding first because these guys are freaking amazing and need all of your attention.
Oh, I love you.
But no, if you're in the lightsaber community, look, go to kybercave.com, buy yourself a lightsaber. Go to actually, I might as well go ahead and just do this now. Saberfont.com. Unfortunately, guys, I'm taking my website down at the end of this year, which is in a couple of days. So all my stuff's going to be exclusive to Saberfont. So go to Saberfont and buy my stuff and everybody else's stuff, so you can have a plethora of crap on your lightsabers. Aside from that, Kyber Cave Productions is where I'm playing loads of games, with Graveyard, with Mrs. Fours, with Mezzo, with all the Kyber Cave people, and pretty soon we're going to be having a Distance Nerding versus Kyber Cave Dragon Ball Fighter Z live event, and it's going to be Master
Epic.
Roshi. How's it gonna be, Master Roshi? Well, it's gonna be the most phenomenal thing you've ever seen. I can guarantee it. I'm out now.
Dude, his Master Roshi is amazing. I love it. I totally hate you all. For a Graveyard.
Yes. Check us out at Kyber Cave Gaming Productions. We have a live show that's after Distance Nerding. And you can find me also. I release my podcast every Wednesday, which is all about horror movies and our reviews of them. So, on that note, we will see you guys hopefully after Distance Nerding.
Absolutely. I'll be in there. If you guys aren't, if everybody else isn't there, I'll be in there. So, I mean, that's for sure.
Sounds good. Nice meeting you, Eugene.
Graveyard.
All right.
Good to meet you.
Bye.
All right, Grave. Take care, man. Well, yeah. So now we're just waiting on La Yak to do the top 10 here. But I mean, okay, well, let's continue going on this, man. So let's do a couple of other questions here. So what would be the worst movie sequel ever made? Now this is for any movie, so you can pull from any movie ever made. It can be a movie from the 1920s. It can be a movie that's not being made until the future. Just what is a sequel to a movie that should just never be thought of? Again, I'll give you an example: Passion of the Christ, Resurrection.
I would say Mac and Me.
Mac and Me. You know what? I think you're the second person to say Mac and Me.
Mac and Me 2 would not be a good thing. That thing looked like he was ready to give a blow every time.
How do you? I can't do the whistle noise that he did. It
was just I don't know.
Oh,
they shouldn't have even made the first one.
Well, it was a low budget movie that was never supposed to be made in the first place. So.
Yeah, I would say that one would be one that definitely should not get a part 2, or even a Steel. Remember Steel with what's his face? Shaquille
O'Neal.
Yeah.
God, man. No. Okay, not a sequel to Steel. I wouldn't mind a remake of Steel if it was, comic book accurate. You know what I mean? Like
yes.
Steel is a great character, but not the version that they did with Shaquille O'Neal.
No, God, no. Oh, that was horrible. Like, I could see a Jordan B. Anthony as Steel.
Oh, Michael B. Jordan, you mean?
Yeah, or Michael B. Jordan. Yeah, I could see that.
Although I like the idea of Michael B. Jordan playing Val-Zod, though.
Okay, yeah.
The Black Superman.
I could see that.
That was his plan before DC took over, and I'm pretty sure they shut that one down. But originally, he was working on trying to do a Val-Zod movie, and that would have been dope.
That would have been, or we can do a Nicolas Cage Superman.
Nicolas Cage Superman. Oh my God, we were so close to having that.
Almost, and those pictures looked glorious.
We were so close to getting Nicolas Cage as Superman.
Those were pictures of him just after, I think it was Con Air, because he still had that long, scraggly hair.
Right.
And
by Kevin Smith.
Yep, it was. Yeah, he wanted to do a $6 million Man, but they.
So supposedly they're still working on that, and I would love to see a new Steve Austin movie. That would be great.
That would be. I'd like to see it, and I would like the Kevin Smith version of that. Not anybody else's.
Absolutely, man. Kevin Smith is an amazing writer. I would love to see what he came up with for a Steve Austin movie.
Yeah, I would definitely go with that. But
not that Steve Austin, but the $6 Million Man.
Yes. So what else you got? Shoot.
All right. So if you're on a 10-hour flight and you can talk to anybody. Right. Again, alive, dead, anyone at all. Who would you want to sit next to on that 10-hour flight?
That's a good question. Actually, you know what? I would love to sit next to Steven Spielberg. Like,
Okay.
legit Steven Spielberg, because he has been a hero of mine for like ever. Because I've always loved film and I have always wanted to like shoot a film and all that other stuff. And I still love doing film work. That's why I'm still doing a lot of this stuff, which is, you know, even though it's just a podcast, we set up a camera and go, but I still love getting out there and I still want to shoot a film. So I would love to sit there and just talk to Steven Spielberg about everything,
Like
all his
process,
films.
everything that you can,
Yeah.
you know, and how to distance yourself from a disastrous movie like Twilight Zone.
Hey, you know what? I still like Twilight Zone though.
No, but it's all the behind the scenes stuff that happened at Twilight Zone. They literally got people killed in that.
Oh, I know. What was his name that got decapitated along with the two kids?
Yeah.
God, I can't remember his name now.
It was an act. I'm trying to remember the actor, and yeah, he got like two children killed, and
Yeah.
Spielberg completely distanced himself from that whole production,
But it was still good.
even though he produced it and directed one of the segments.
Yeah, didn't he direct the one that was about what was the name of the kid? The kid that said you're bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I got a lot of useless information in my head, man.
Hey, so do I. That's why we have nerdy podcasts.
And there we go. Yep. And that's why I think we connect. Troll 2. Hey, you know what? Troll 2 is a freaking cinematic gem. I will say it.
He said that to trigger you. You know that. I know your reaction alone was specifically why I know he trolled you just right now.
Oh God, there we go. Troll. Yes. Hey, you know what? As horrible and stupid that movie was, it was amazing. Come on. The dude was growing into a tree because he made out with the witch or whatever she was.
Oh God, man.
And then the other dude got buried in popcorn. I mean, that was a great movie. Dennis, just no.
He was trying to elicit reaction, and he got one.
Yeah, he did. He got one.
He got
definitely
one.
got one.
He won. he just beat you at your own game. He won.
Ah, man.
That's pretty funny. All right, man. So before we jump into the rest of the stuff, so this is a question that we have for everybody that we have on the show, right? What is your favorite kind of taco?
My favorite kind of taco? Actually, it's just a carne asada. Actually, no. Because it's a toss-up between a carne asada or a birria taco.
Oof. We were just talking about quesadilla yesterday. I was explaining what birria was.
Yes.
Tuesday. Because
Tuesday. Yeah, I remember. I was on that.
Yeah,
I was on. So, yeah, dude. But what you were talking about was that what was it called again? The birria.
So like actual birria, right? Like with when it's made with goat.
Yeah, actual birria.
Yeah.
Tacos. Which there's a place like 5 minutes away from the base that is this little shop, or not even a shop. It's a little like marqueta, and in the back they set it up so they have like a full on taco place. And they make some killer tacos, and they make some good birria there. Oh, it's so good.
Oh, man.
My mouth is watering now. Just like on Tuesday when you guys were talking about all the food I hadn't even eaten. And I was like, oh, my God. So
and talking about Taco Bell.
Yep.
Maybe
And
a couple guys later.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Went out to Taco Bell and was all like, this is a good idea before I go to bed. Yeah.
Oh, that's the best idea before you go to bed.
Oh, I made it back to on post, and I went up to my room because I stay on post, and I went up the stairs to my room, put down my stuff, and said, dear God, I have to go. And I had to go back down the stairs all the way down to the restroom. So it was a photo finish, just so you guys know. I know it's TMI.
You guys have a shared bathroom too?
Oh yeah. Oh
that
yeah.
sucks.
Dude, shared bathroom, doors don't even, the stalls are like this big. So when you sit down, you're like, all right, I'm good to go.
Oh, that's all bad.
Oh, dude. So bad. So many noises in that bathroom at night or in the mornings when you get up. Oh. I don't like hearing those.
Now, are you in an NCO barracks or are you in a shared barracks? Yeah, with like, so you hear all the stupid shit the privates do.
Oh, well, it's not, the nice thing is it's not an open barracks. It's more of a building, so it's kind of like a crack house hotel. That's really what I'm staying in. Single rooms, but it's shared bathroom. And most of the guys are NCOs that stay in there. We get a few privates, but the privates aren't too bad. But a lot of the NCOs that stay there are old. So
or you get to hang out with like all the dumbass specialists that are in the barracks.
And that's the thing is, you know what? I do my shift.
E4 Mafia, baby.
I yeah, but I go straight to the building and I just close my door and I stay in there. I don't come out.
Just go play video games just so you can be left alone for the rest of the day.
Yep. Just watch something. Even if I have to take a piss, I'm like, I'm just going to get a bottle. I do not want to walk out of my room. I don't want to deal with these idiots. Great times.
Great times, man. Great times. All right. So I don't know if she's ready, but looks like La Jack is here. Vic Morrow. Okay, yeah. So Julie in the chat, Vic Morrow was the one that died.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's who it is.
Yeah. During the filming. Yeah. Yeah, and then, God, that sucks. Like that was supposed to be his comeback movie, and he like apparently took like a giant like wage cut to be in that movie because he like his whole thing was I'm gonna do this movie. It's gonna I'm gonna get a resurgence in my career, so I'll take a pay cut because it'll lead to other roles, and he dies on set.
Yeah, and what sucks is that they told them, "Hey, we shouldn't do this. This thing is not, the set's not ready for this, or we can't really do this with you guys that close to it."
They didn't have anybody in any stunt like, or the helicopter pilot wasn't a stunt pilot. He had he was former military, had just gotten out, and he was trying to get into that like arena, like he wanted to work in that field. So basically, from what I understood, they like people were just afraid to say no because they didn't want to get blacklisted.
Yeah,
and also the director didn't really say anything about some of the things that he wanted them to do until like the day of. It was just
all bad, and they just shouldn't have done it.
Yeah.
And that's what kind of sparked a lot of safety regulations from that point on.
Yeah. A lot of like the majority of safety regulations on movie sets now are because of the incident that happened during the filming of that movie.
And if that goes same with the military, a lot of the stuff that they have safety briefings is because it's been done.
Safety briefs. Oh, Friday Night Fun.
Oh God. We have to get a holiday safety brief before we leave. And I'm like, seriously? Really?
My favorite safety brief. So we have safety briefs every Friday, right? And it was always at the end of every safety brief, it was never do anything that reflects badly upon yourself or the Ranger Regiment. Right? And don't be an idiot.
You really? I mean,
don't be an idiot. which is like the worst advice you can give anybody, especially privates. Like,
yeah. I mean, we've already signed the paper. That doesn't prove to you that we're all idiots. I mean, it goes without saying. But good times, man. I mean, it's all just
yeah, man.
We went to that dark moment right now.
I know what you mean. As soon as you say it, I know exactly what you mean because I'm like thinking the same shit. Like,
And I'm sure all the viewers out there are like, these guys are, yeah.
So many inside jokes, but it's like at the same time, it's still somewhat funny to like it's just to even hear it and be like, God, now I want to know the dumb shit that they did. No, you don't. You don't want to know any of the dumb shit that we did.
You don't want to know any of it.
You don't want to know the dumb shit that soldiers do in general. We do stupid shit.
God, we do. Yeah, there's some. I'm like recapping the last deployment, and I'm just like, so, okay. So there was one moment. I'll put out one moment. So we stayed in the tin cans. That whole area is, yeah, hotel, motel, Holiday Inn. No, I wish it was a Holiday Inn. I wish it was Bakersfield, Dennis. And Dennis will get that. I wish it was Bakersfield where I was staying at. But so of course, when we stay on at Gitmo, it's not the PX that we go to; it's the NEX, the NEX, because it's the Naval Exchange. And
no, the Navy had their own thing. I know the Air Force, they call it the BX. It's the base exchange.
Yeah, we know what their base exchange has. Louis Vuitton.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh my God, dude. I went to an Air Force barracks one time on Pope Air Force Base.
Yeah.
They're like fully furnished apartments with flat screen TVs. Meanwhile, the barracks rooms that we were in had like asbestos and were like condemned, and people weren't supposed to be living in them.
Well, so we
and I know you know this, right? But on top of that, the Air Force gets if they have to live on an Army base, they get substandard living pay.
Oh yeah,
no, fuck Air Force.
Substandard living pay. They get a per diem so they can go eat away from us. And dude, they bank money when they cut it.
You know why the Army hates the Air Force so much is because we wish we got all the things that they got.
Oh, hell yeah. If we had just a little this much, we probably wouldn't hate them as much, but we still would hate them. Because it's just ridiculous. When we went to we had to go down to Pendleton. And we had to go train down there because we had to go use one of their ranges. And I mean, Pendleton, if you've ever been to Pendleton, they have some pretty sweet freaking barracks also. No, we got the Korean War 1950s, literally looked like half a can being cut in half, like a 50 gallon drum cut in half, put down. And that was our barracks with concrete floors. And the bunks were those old, like you see from World War II movies. Yeah, that's what we had.
God, you guys were basically doing an FTX.
Pretty much. It was, and that's what the Marines were like, oh, that's all we have available. All right, gotcha. So they decided, so our commander at the time, the BC said, all right, hey, who wants to jump off their 30-foot tower into their pool? And, because it's going to be great training because we're going over to Gitmo. It's like, what does that have to do with Gitmo? We're not on a ship. That's what they do for their. So full on just nasty, because again, we don't even have any showers inside of those stupid tin cans.
God, man.
Been in the field, completely uniforms nasty. They're like, all right, we're going to jump into their pool. Cool. Free shower. When we came out, there was a layer of scum across the whole pool. It was brown. The Marines that were there were just shaking their head, looking at us like, seriously? It's like, hey.
Oh, that's funny, man.
So you put us in tin cans, you didn't give us showers. This is what we got. We got a free shower.
Oh my
God. Now you guys get to clean the pool.
So just so you guys can see it, right? That's what we've got so far. Starting to look like Minnie.
Oh, that's pretty sick. Nice job, Phil. Nice job.
Thank you so very much. I appreciate it. So I don't know if Jackie's ready here, but we've got a top 10 as voted from the nerds on the Nerdington Post. Oh, Jackie's here! Yay!
I was. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. I was waiting for you guys to stop like bromancing.
That's how you know my wife is jealous.
Oh, wait till I get up to SAC.
And immediately I stuck my foot in my mouth because she's not jealous of anything I do.
Yeah, it's when I get up to SAC, it's going to be all just hugs and kisses.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah. Docking.
Great.
Oh my god! You just said exactly what she would have said if we were off mic. Did you hear what he said?
Huh?
Did you hear what he said
All hugs and kisses.
after that?
No.
Oh, I knew you missed that. He said exactly what you would have said if we were off mic.
What? Up your butt?
No, he goes, no, it's all hugs and kisses. We're docking.
Oh, okay.
For those of you in the chat that don't know what docking is, don't ask. We are
Don't Google it.
not Google it.
Don't do it.
If
Don't
you Google
do it.
that, then you might as well Google blue waffle.
Oh
Ask
god.
somebody- Ask a friend that you trust to explain it to you.
Yes, 100%. What are they doing? Space docking. Space docking.
Okay, so we're going to do this top 10 instead of a bracket.
Yes, we are knocking out a top 10. Now, guys, this top 10 is as voted from the nerds in the Nerdington post. So over the course of this week, we had a poll in the Nerdington post asking all of the nerds to rank their top 10 most like memorable moments from 2022. And we have the results, and we are going to
Eugene, is this Dennis guy your friend?
Yeah, he is. He's actually my co-host.
Okay. That makes sense.
Oh, what is he saying?
he's also a vet. He also 100% understands all of our sensibilities.
Bad influence.
You can't sleep in a bed pole to pole or pole to hole. It's
Oh, not the butt. Okay.
right.
We're going to stand here doing what? Nut to butt. Let's go.
All right. Sorry, Jackie. All right, let's.
Okay. I'm not offended.
I know, but I'm just like, I know you guys are. You want to do this top 10, and
Yeah,
just-
if I was offended, I would just ignore it.
Yeah.
Okay. So this week, instead of doing a bracket, we're gonna do a top 10. It was posted in the Nerdington post. Several people voted, and now we are bringing the fun to the stream. So first up, we're gonna start from. We're gonna start, and then we're gonna go to what was voted the most shocking, relevant. I don't know. Is it shocking or most?
Not shocking. I guess most memorable
No,
moment.
most memorable moment of 2022. Okay. First up, we have Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez are married after 20 years after breaking off their engagement. Whole families and divorces later. How does everybody feel about that?
I mean, half jealous, but half not.
What are you jealous? What are you jealous about?
Of the hot 50-year-old woman getting married to Ben Affleck?
Okay, let me tell you something. I follow his ex-wife, and let me tell you something. She is having the time of her life,
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
and they look miserable.
But like I said, half jealous because the other half of it is everything I've heard about Jennifer Lopez is that she's batshit crazy. So
I
Oh,
don't.
yeah, she's horrible.
I think they're
I've never heard.
probably happy together, but like, I don't think that it doesn't seem like it's this.
fairy tale ending.
I don't think it is. All I
It's
know
like-
is I follow his ex-wife on her pretend cooking show, and she seems to be having a good time.
Well, what I have noticed about Ben Affleck since he got married to Jennifer Lopez, he does seem less depressed. You know, because like his, you know, he for a minute he was just like really like toxic level depressed. As far as like the way he portrayed himself publicly and everything like that, he's a lot less depressed after marrying Jennifer Lopez. He seems like he's getting a lot of his shit together.
I think that was for him to get into the role of Batman. I'm just saying, yeah.
No, but the thing is that he was losing the role of Batman, and then now, I mean, because they're going to be doing like a different Batman, but now they're offering him to direct.
But he is a good director, so I don't see why not to offer him.
He
Like
was
that.
a good Batman.
He was. No, he was. He was a great Batman, and I did enjoy him in Justice League. But sorry, we're off topic.
No.
I mean, that's the whole point of doing this is to talk about whatever.
Jennifer and Ben. Yeah, I honestly got to go with your mother-in-law. Yeah, I don't really.
My mom, but who cares?
But that's why it was number 10. So I mean, it's definitely not number 1, right?
Yeah. No.
All right. What we got at number 9, Jack?
All right. So next up we have. This is worded one way on here, but I'm going to say it a different way. The rise and fall of Pete Davidson and Kim Kardashian.
Yeah. Okay. That's the correct way to put it. Yeah, the rise and fall of well, because I guess technically they started dating in 2021.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I put the fall of Pete Davidson and Kim Kardashian is because the relationship ended this year, even though it started last year.
I mean, I'm surprised that even happened at all. But then, I mean, I married my rebound guy, so I mean, anything can happen.
Yeah, exactly. It's not a joke. I mean, I was her rebound, and we ended up getting married after 7 years.
I would say, I mean, Pete Davidson, the dude's a weird looking dude, but he's hilarious.
So everything that I've heard about him is that he's funny, he's sweet. I'm also going to assume that he is packing an elephant trunk because he bags like the hottest chicks in existence.
Yeah, it probably, yeah, I'd have to agree with you then. Yeah, it's got to be down to his like ankle. And just slaps him across the face, and there it is.
I don't know, Jack. Do you think that that's a factor?
Oh, what did you say?
I was saying I think that that Pete Davidson is packing an elephant trunk.
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
Mm-mm.
I think it's just that he's just overall just like a nice guy.
Charming.
I mean, if we're gonna, this is all I'll say on that is I don't think he has an elephant trunk. He probably most likely like just knows how to use it.
Gotcha.
You don't have to have an elephant trunk.
I mean, I don't know. I'm maybe I'm just stereotyping your TV. I don't want to say TV idol because she's not, but
I don't watch her on TV. I don't really watch it. It's more so like clips come up on Instagram and I watch them. Yeah, have you ever seen me sit down and watch like Keeping Up with the Kardashians or anything? You've never seen me sit down and watch it.
That's not actually sit down and watch it.
Yeah, because it's always like just clips on like Instagram. And none of their new stuff is really any good, honestly. Even when I see it now, like, you know, before, like when they, you know, and I get it. They've been so public for so long, and that's their deal, so that's why they keep doing it. But
they're famous for being famous.
Yeah,
it's definitely not like as funny anymore. Like just like they're, you know, like watching them be human. They're like, it's like with any like YouTube. Like, have you ever like this happened to me several times. Like I'll start watching somebody on YouTube and they start to like kind of blow up, and like you start watching them because they're talking about things that apply to you and products that are easily accessible and affordable, and you know, you trust their judgment on things, and then they start getting endorsements and they start, you know, slanging the things that like are paying them the most, and you're just like, I would never pay that much money for this thing, and they just kind of like sell out.
Right.
And I don't want to say like they sold out because I don't know them personally, but like to me, like the things that they talk about and the things that they do are never anything that I'll be able to do. So like I'm not going to torture myself and watch that and be like, oh, I'm never going to be able to do that. I'm so sad. Instead,
Speaking of selling out, ladies and gentlemen, this show is brought to you by Tushy. I'm sorry, just
did you guys talk about that?
we talked about Tushy
And Squatty Potty.
and Squatty Potty.
The best way to squat.
Philippe's mom, I don't have a squatty potty, but I do have like a stool. And it was so funny because when Philippe's mom saw it, she's like, "Oh, do you have that for kids when they come over?" And I go, "No." "Well, what do you use it for?" And I said, "I use it when I use the bathroom." And she's like, "For what?" And I was like, "Do you really want me to get any more specific than that? Like, you can't use it for masturbation."
Well, it pushes my legs up, so therefore it comes out like soft serve.
That's what I'm saying. I need to send my mom the Squatty Potty commercial so she can understand it.
Yeah.
And she still won't understand it. She will not.
She won't. And I'm like, I don't know. I mean, yeah, we're not gonna go down that road again.
At all, not right now.
Okay.
All right, let's go to number 8.
Sorry. Okay, so number 8 is the rise and fall of Wordle.
So you remember Wordle, right?
I've never played it, never understood it. All I know is that people post it on their Facebook like it's some sort of badge of honor. Like we give 2 shits how many Wordles you got that day out of 172.
Yeah, I did it for like a day and got bored with it immediately. And I was like, yeah, no, I'm
Because
cool.
you're so intellectually superior.
No, not that. I didn't. It wasn't something because when I was looking up the list of stuff, it was like the rise of Wordle. But then I was like, yeah, the rise and fall, because I haven't seen anybody post Wordle in like.
I have people that still post it.
Yeah, I haven't.
People who live in Minnesota and it's snowing, so they have nothing else to do.
Or it just got out to that area, maybe.
I think it's because it's snowing and they have nothing else to do. That's what I choose to believe.
But I mean, yeah, like I said, I tried it and it wasn't like that I felt intellectually superior. It was just, I don't know. I got bored with it immediately. It just wasn't, it didn't keep my attention.
I refused to just even try it.
I wanted to try it just to see what the hype was. Is this fun? Is this something that I want to keep doing?
Philippe likes stuff like that. He has puzzles that he plays on his games and stuff like that. I never even downloaded it.
I mean, I like puzzle games.
The website.
But I like puzzle games too. But when it comes to words, it's like I have to do too much thinking then.
I used to play Words with Friends with my mom and somebody else, and I'm not very good at it. My mom always whooped me.
Yeah, I think I did Words with Friends for a very short time, and then I was realizing that I'm an idiot. I can't do this. Cat is about the longest word I can do. I'm good.
Okay.
So
that's why you're an MP.
Hey, we're smarter than 31 Bravo or 30. I messed myself up. 11 Bravos.
That's 100% true. I will give you that. You are smarter than 11 Bang Bangs, man.
Yes. You know why? Because we drive everywhere. We do not hump everywhere.
Well, the other thing is 11 Bravos are like turkeys. They can stare up in the sky and drown. So.
Oh God, yeah.
I'm sorry for any of my buddies out there that are 11 Bravos.
I was never that. I was always just Q9.
I wanted to be
Thomas Wong was an 11 Bravo, so I was like, if he's in the chat, then he'll get that joke.
Mm. Okay.
All right.
So next up, we have the demise of Twitter or the liberation, depending on your perspective.
Yeah, I mean, and this is a more recent thing, right? Just depending on your perspective and how you look at it.
Elon Musk thing.
It's Elon Musk taking over Twitter, and half of the internet believes that Twitter is destroyed and is irreparable and will never be fixed. The other half of the internet thinks that Twitter is been liberated and that it's a bastion of free speech. Fun fact: free speech isn't something that applies to an internet social media thing.
I will definitely agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
It is no. You'll post up something and they'll take it down in a heartbeat if
Yeah,
it doesn't
you
go
can
along with what
take
they
stuff
say.
down. Yeah, as a
Yep.
company, you have the right to take things down that
And they do.
don't
They
follow
definitely
you.
do.
Yeah, when you sign that Facebook agreement that you didn't really like read, it says they have the right to take things down at will
Mm-hmm.
if it doesn't follow their code and their community policies. Right? Twitter has the same policy.
I never got into Twitter. That's another one of those things.
Me
I was
neither.
I try to get into Twitter, but like lately, Twitter just sends me weird stuff and like now they have like a recommendation algorithm and it's weird and I don't like it
Okay.
because the stuff that it recommends, I'm like, I'm not interested in this at all. How do I get this shit to stop like spamming me?
Oh God, I just thought of something that I'm not gonna say it.
Now I want to know.
It was something that ended up I got a text, which is a weird thing because I've been getting like these texts that are spam because I don't even know what I signed up for. And one of them was all like had the little eggplant emoji on it and said something. I was like, what the hell?
You got an eggplant emoji. He's like, hey, check out this eggplant.
Do you need help with something? And then eggplant. I'm like,
oh,
no, I don't need help with that.
It's
I'm
funny,
good.
because I bought an eggplant last night. I bought one. There's one in the refrigerator right now.
big old eggplant in the refrigerator right now.
Wow.
I mean, well, because she's gonna eat it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Speaking of eggplants, Elton John retires.
Oh, there you go. So yeah, was that number 6?
I don't know. It's the next one.
Elton John officially retired this year and did a retirement
Tour.
concert. Well, tour too, but he did a retirement concert at Dodger Stadium.
I was there.
Oh, you were there?
I was there for that actual last concert that he did. That was actually filmed and streamed onto Disney Plus.
It's on Disney Plus right now.
Yeah, we were there for that, and it was actually a really good concert. He did a really good show, but I know he's really old. He said he was 75 by the time he's completely done with his tour, because he still was going to go back overseas and finish off the tour. He was going to end up being 76, but he looked like an old grandma up there on stage.
Because he's such an old queen, so it's like,
oh my god, dude! He moved like he was done. It's
Not
like
Dolly Parton.
no, but and then the other thing he was having a problem with his pants or something. He kept every time he would stand up, like I kid you not, he was like playing, he plays, and then all of a sudden he's all like waving at everybody. He's like, and we're like, what is he doing? He's got to pull up his pants every time.
he's adjusting his diaper.
Probably.
Please, be nice.
But he put on a great show. It was a really good concert. It was at Dodger Stadium, which of course, home of my Dodgers, so I was happy to be there. And, it was good.
Elton John, Mom. Talking about Elton John. Maybe that was to the diaper comment. I don't know.
Yeah, the diaper's not for me.
But I mean, okay, so and I was gonna ask, but I mean, after hearing that, I probably answered my own question. But I was gonna say, do you think this is really it for Elton John?
I would say yes.
Dude, but freaking Ringo Starr and Paul McCartney are like in their 80s and still like
yeah, I mean they still rock out,
I know, but look at Paul McCartney, how he's built, and how Ringo Starr are built, and then take a look at that special that was put on Disney Plus, and how Elton John is built.
Yeah.
He's round.
Yeah, he is.
So yeah, I'm pretty sure that's it for Elton.
Sorry, I'm laughing at my mom. She's trying to reprimand me through the internet.
Jackie. and it's great because I can hear her saying it too. I can just hear it in my head. Jackie.
Jackie.
Mick Jagger's still going. Yeah, Mick Jagger's old as shit.
That dude is.
That guy is older than White Dog Turd, man.
And,
That guy's
and
old.
Keith Richards. Him and Keith Richards.
Oh, Keith
yeah.
Richards is never gonna die. That man has had so much drugs in his system. I'm pretty sure he's found the secret of like not dying. It's the right concoction of drugs.
Yep. That dude's
Yeah.
gonna go forever.
They talk about how, not they, but like there's like this thing about how like British rockers like never die, but like the American ones like burn out at like 27.
Yeah. Oh, the 27.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
Yeah, like-
R.I.P. everybody.
All of them American rock stars.
Yeah, just my God, like Keith Richards is never gonna die.
Never gonna die. Speaking of never gonna die, and you are never gonna die when you're running up that hill. Kate Bush and Metallica back on top.
So this is the one you voted for, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
This is definitely the one I vote for.
And yeah, I mean, I think it's great to see Metallica and Kate Bush back on top. Kate Bush didn't really have that much of a run in the 80s to begin with.
No.
And the fact that, you know, Stranger Things used her music and, you know, just kind of, she just shot up in a way that she didn't in the 80s.
Yeah, that I mean, Metallica's always been like something since their Black album.
Mhm.
So I would say like, but for me, Metallica goes all the way back even further. And I've loved them since they were, since I was in junior high is when I first started listening to them, like my 7th or 8th grade year. And that's when I got introduced to them. And they go all the way back into like late 70s when they first started. And then, you know, by the time they hit their Black album where they were like supposedly now made it and are huge, they already had like 6 albums.
Yeah.
And I could literally name them all off in order for you, but I'm not. But they've been around that long, and to see them make a huge comeback like they did with a song off of their, what was it, after the 3rd album, Master of Puppets.
Oh, Master of Puppets, yeah.
Yeah. It's
But
awesome.
I got into Metallica around 9th grade.
So about the same time as me, you know, they love their music, still love their music, hate their new albums. I'm sorry.
So I'm guilty.
She didn't listen to Metallica until
I was never really into Metallica, but the radio station that I listened to growing up, they are kind of known as like the home of Metallica.
The Bone.
The 107.7 The Bone. And so I listened to The Bone, and I just never really like got into them until Stranger Things. So I totally jumped on the bandwagon, and I'm guilty.
Because I had been trying to get her into Metallica for years, and she was just not into it.
And then I told him one day, I was like, "You want to know what I listened to on the way home from work today?" And he goes, "What?" And I said, "Metallica." And he's like, "Why? Why?"
I've been trying to get you to listen to Metallica for years, and all of a sudden now, because of Stranger Things, well, you know what? I'll take it as a silver lining.
You just have to be a little bit more convincing.
Yeah, I know, right?
But it was a great moment in Stranger Things when they played that. It was freaking amazing. I loved it. It sent shivers down. I was just like, oh.
And you know that was him actually playing.
Yeah. I read all about that, where he continuously just played over and over again, so he can have it down for that moment, and he looked amazing playing.
Did you see the video? So I don't know if you actually like troll TikTok every now and then, but there's a TikTok of Kirk Hammett reacting to him.
Oh no.
Yeah, there's a TikTok of Kirk Hammett reacting to him playing it, and he's like, "Wow, he plays it just like me."
Dude, it was awesome. I love that.
Tyler said Black Album was the first one he ever bought.
My first album that I bought for Metallica was Ride the Lightning.
Nice.
So we go further back, and then I picked up after that was like, Injustice for All and Master of Puppets. Well, it was Master of Puppets and Justice for All. I had to buy them in order because, yeah, I loved it. But all right, sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Dennis, I agree with you, man. One is probably one of their best songs.
Oh, hell yeah. I had the VHS of the whole behind the scenes and the video of One. That's how much I love Metallica. It was great. Blackened,
Jack.
awesome song.
So we're at number 4 now.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. The Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard trial.
Oh God! All right, the defamation trial. Amber Heard, Johnny Depp. What are your thoughts on that, man?
Don't care.
Don't care.
Don't care.
I thought it was pure comedy.
Yeah,
it was ridiculous. It was just. She just needed to go.
So she shit in his bed, literally.
I was watching not reruns, but something popped up on my Instagram this morning. It was the one where it's like, I don't know. I feel like some of his responses in court is like how I wish I could respond in real life to things. So like the one where he was saying the lawyer is like, well, you were drunk. And he's like, yeah, I probably was. And he's like, you were really drunk. And he's like, were you there?
Weren't you there?
I mean, it was like a valid, like, how do you know how drunk I was, And it was that. And then there was a couple of other things, but that one I always like today. Anyways, I was going to go off into a tangent, but I'm not going to do that. But anyways, like the whole thing was just like, it was like really like funny. And it just made you realize that the lengths that people will go to make you look bad. Yeah.
It was just, I mean, a definition of circus. It was just ridiculous.
Oh, yeah.
It was just.
But it was also like, people made a big deal out of something that, it just shows that Americans love what's the word I'm looking for? They love not chaos, like dysfunction.
Yeah. Oh,
because
totally.
So many people tuned in for this, but they don't tune in for things that actually matter.
Oh yeah, and there was so much more going on during that time that people are just all like, "Oh, that happened."
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what was going on.
I'm people.
We're going to crap.
I'm people. People is me.
I mean, everybody needed a distraction, and that was the distraction at that moment. And we've totally just lost it over it and forgot about what was going on.
Yeah.
Then there's other people like me that are like, "Are you serious? Who's this?" But I digress.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it, but moving on to the next one. This one is a little sad. The death of Bob Saget.
Oh, this is number 3.
I should have worn my Bob Saget sweatshirt.
So the death of Bob Saget actually hits kind of close to home for Jackie.
Yeah, I won't go up on like my soapbox. Mine is not a childhood. Like I used to watch Full House. I did, but like I could either take or leave Full House. The reason why I followed Bob Saget on Instagram is because he was a member of the board for the Scleroderma Research Foundation, which is a disease that my mom lives with. And it is a rare disease that oftentimes gets misdiagnosed as other things. And Bob Saget's sister was one of those people, and she actually passed away in the early 90s because she was misdiagnosed. Not only misdiagnosed, but misdiagnosed and mistreated, and eventually died from being misdiagnosed. So I guess the funny thing is that he was already doing charity work for them before he found this out about his sister. And then his sister passed away from it. So then he got more like involved in it. And he would do a charity event every year called Cool Comedy Hot Cuisine, or Hot Comedy Cool Cuisine, something like that. And it raised a lot of money for scleroderma, not only research, but like also just like awareness and education to medical providers. Because until my mom was diagnosed, they were treating her for all these different kinds of things, eating disorders and at one point they thought that she had like a communicable disease, and another time they just thought it was a hernia, and she had like a couple of like unnecessary surgeries because they didn't know what they were working with. And it took one doctor who like mildly gave a shit, and everybody was probably tired of seeing her at the ER. And it was all because, like, believe it or not, like, just because you're a doctor does not mean you know everything about being a doctor. You usually just know about what you're being a doctor about. It's like my sister used to be a labor and delivery nurse, and people used to ask her like questions that had nothing to do with labor and delivery, and she'd be like, if it doesn't have a vagina, I don't know anything about it. And doctors are kind of the same way. They don't know everything. So it just
They know about their general practice, basically.
What?
They know about like their own general practice, right?
Basically. I mean, it just takes a doctor to, mildly give a shit to just look into some things, but we went through so many doctors. I remember this one doctor was after like her like 10th hospitalization in a year. And I went to the doctor's appointment with her, and she's like, yeah, I don't really understand why like you're here. Like I'm retiring and at the end of the year. And I don't really understand why you're here. Wow. And I was like, because she's been in the hospital 10 times this year. She's like, yeah, but like I don't really understand why you're here. And I got super pissed. And she was like, well, like, why are you upset about it? Like, let's talk about why you're upset. And I was like, I told her, I said, I have Kaiser. I'll talk to Kaiser about why I'm upset. I was like, so are we done here? And then she went into the hospital a couple more times until we found a doctor who gave a shit. And then was able to like get her diagnosed and get her like, it's not something that can be cured, but it is something that can be managed. And that's what this particular doctor did.
That's cool.
So that's why, like, I'm sad that like Bob Saget passed away, because it definitely was like a freak accident and all that kind of stuff. So I'm sad like for him and his family and that kind of stuff. But selfishly for myself, I was upset about it personally, because he brought so much awareness with like his celebrity friends to this disease that like so many people live with and suffer from. And I guess I'm kind of worried like how much spotlight will be taken away from that, because he's not involved in it anymore. So. Anyway, that's my deal. I'm gonna get off my soapbox. Anybody else have anything to share about Bob Saget?
I didn't know he was such a champion for that, which is awesome to hear. And yeah, you're right. It's when one of these celebrities goes away that's actually doing so much for a charity like that, you have to wonder, okay, now who's going to take up that mantle and continue with that? And it kind of sucks. But yeah. I watched there was a special, I think it was on Amazon Prime, that was about for him, that Stamos did for him at I think the comedy club in Hollywood.
Oh, the comedy store?
Yeah, and it was like a private concert, but they filmed the whole thing, and it was like, he was a good dude. I wish I could have met him. That would have been a great thing to do to meet, or a great guy to meet.
He talks about a lot about the reason that he did so much shock value stuff was because he played like a squeaky clean dad for so long, and that was like between that and America's Funniest Home Videos, like his image was all, I have to be squeaky clean and I can't cuss and I can't say stuff. So when he got a chance to do his own comedy, that's why he was so dirty and raunchy, because he had to get it all out.
Yeah, and he was good. I liked him. It was sad to see him go. It sucks.
All right. Next up, we have the slap heard around the world.
Oh, this is the number 2, the slap heard around the world. If you guys in the chat don't know what the slap heard around the world is, and you were living under a rock, Will Smith slapped the taste out of Chris Rock's mouth over a joke. And it was a joke that I particularly didn't think was that bad. And I get it. She has, was it Propecia?
I think it's alopecia. I think
Alopecia
is a shampoo.
Okay, you know, I'm
Yeah, so she doesn't have Propecia.
she doesn't have Propecia. Obviously,
Pretty sure Propecia is a shampoo.
she obviously doesn't have Propecia, because if she did, I'm sorry.
This slap is brought to you by Propecia.
Will Smith. If I continue with this joke, Will Smith is gonna find me and slap the whole time. But alopecia. She has alopecia. She has alopecia. So because of that, she's lost all of her hair. And Chris Rock making a joke.
It's a medication to treat male pattern baldness.
Oh shit!
Well, she might need it.
Oh, that's even worse. Oh, I'm fucking gonna die. Oh my god. Will Smith is gonna find me and murder me.
Oh yeah.
Male pattern baldness. Yes. Oh my god.
My gosh.
Oh, that's even worse. But like,
He's going through special hell now. That's it.
oh yeah. But I mean, the joke that he made.
And I just want to clarify, I was not laughing because it was about baldness. I was laughing because of how wrong Philippe was in the first place.
I mean, not only was I wrong, but it also fucking like it tied in perfectly, and could have been a funny joke. I mean, depending on your sense of humor, might still be a funny joke. But I mean, like,
it's totally a funny joke.
but I mean, like, you know, the slap heard around the world, right? So I mean, like, you know, Will. If you watch the video, Will was laughing at it until Jada looked at him and gave him like the side eye.
Mhm.
Wow, that's exactly word for word what Dennis wrote, unless you just read that.
No, I didn't. I didn't read that at all.
It's word. He said, my issue with the slap was that Will Smith was laughing at first.
Yeah.
Then she kind of looked at him. Then he goes on stage.
Yeah, he went on stage right after and then slapped the shit out of Chris Rock. And it was like, like for what? Like
Philippe was streaming. He was streaming or doing a show or something when that happened. And he must have been streaming. It was a Sunday night.
yeah.
And I went, holy shit. I said, Will Smith just slapped the shit out of Chris Rock. And I like sent him the thing.
Oh, I was on After Dark. Oh, not After. No, was it After Dark?
It was a Sunday. I don't know if After Dark's ever been on a Sunday.
No. I know I was doing a game stream.
You
I
had
used to
to
do
then.
game streams on Sundays.
Mhm.
It was like you could kind of see that he didn't fully. I mean, he slapped him, but I think he pulled the slap because again, she looks at him. He then says, "Oh, damn! Now I got to go do something because she just gave me the look."
Right. And it like for the longest time looking at it, I was like, this has to be staged. This doesn't look real because he's laughing at first, walks up on stage, slaps the living shit out of Chris Rock. And I'm thinking like, oh, this has to be a stage thing because like it fits so well as a comedy bit.
Mm-hmm.
But then it was Will's reaction after that, like I'm pretty sure made everybody realize that, oh, this is real, right? Because Will's reaction right after that was, "Keep my wife's name out your motherfucking mouth," and I'm like, oh, he's really mad. Like,
But again,
pissed off.
But he started laughing at first.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I was just thinking about right now is that she probably gave him that look because he was laughing at it.
Yeah.
She should have looked at her boyfriend to do something, not at Will.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, you know.
What was that dude's name? The guy that she admitted to that she was banging. That she had what did she call it? It wasn't an affair. She called it
It was an open relationship.
no.
It's an entanglement.
An entanglement.
Oh,
That's what it
entanglement.
said. She had an entanglement.
Oh my god. Whatever.
Hmm.
Hollywood.
Okay. Well, we're gonna move on to the next one, which we will go ahead and end on, and that is the loss of our beloved Queen Elizabeth. And
Well, not our queen.
She
yes,
wasn't our queen.
she was my queen.
No.
She's everybody's queen.
She wasn't my queen. I'm not British.
Nope. I mean, the only
You might be British.
I mean, that I know of, I am
Natalie's British.
full-blooded Nicaraguan.
You don't even know who your dad is.
You know what? You check your mouth. Okay. This is very
straight out.
Day, but
Wait.
because it's my dad's birthday today, and I
thought you said it was yesterday.
It was today.
Wow.
That's okay. I'll admit on air, I forgot my mom's birthday, and I usually forget my mom's birthday.
But I actually talked to my dad today.
Did he say he was gonna come up and see us?
No, he didn't actually.
Oh, okay.
But he always says that. But at one point, my dad got some information from some.
Oh, we don't have to talk about it, Philippe.
I gotta put context.
Joke. It doesn't. No, we don't need to talk about it. We don't need to talk about it here.
Okay.
I just thought it was just a joke. Okay, so yeah, so like I said, the death of Queen Elizabeth is the #1 top moment of 2022, according to the Distance Nerdington Post.
I can't believe that they all voted for that moment. That was
well, actually, the top two are tied.
Woman died.
The top
Do
two
what?
are tied.
Everybody's all upset. This old white woman died.
I know. Seriously, come on.
The top two were tied.
Yeah, the top two were tied. So
10-10.
But so were the bottom three were all tied as well too.
Mm-hmm.
I still think that the Metallica moment should have been like top because that was just and still is a freaking amazing moment.
It is.
That scene is just for I watched Stranger Things season 4 over again just so I can get to that moment, and then I stopped because I didn't want to see Eddie die. I just stopped it. I was like, all right.
So how deep into D&D are you?
Pretty deep. And yes, I know what may be coming.
There's a good chance that Eddie's coming back.
I know.
If especially if they're following the D&D lore the way that they do.
Mm-hmm.
There's a good chance if you know D&D lore, you know that there is a good chance Eddie's coming back. If you don't know D&D lore, guys, all the books are online. You can go read it.
You can read all about it and see that, yeah, there is a very good chance that they are going to bring him back in the form that is online, again, in the books. So it'll be interesting to see what they plan on doing.
Zombie Eddie.
Vampire Eddie. I'm just...
Yeah. They kind of mentioned it on the show, too.
Yeah, they did. They actually... And that's the thing is, like, if you watch Stranger Things really well, like, you really pay attention to everything and then go back again right before the next season starts and watch it again. And at the end of each season, it almost, like, foreshadows everything that's going to happen in the next season.
Yeah, because they literally talk about... When they were introducing the concept of Vecna, they talk about, like, how Vecna dies in D&D.
Yeah.
They're having a conversation while they're playing D&D. So it's like, yeah, it's definitely something that that if you pay attention, we may actually end up seeing it, or you may actually be able to predict what's going to happen in the next season.
Yep, definitely. So I'm looking forward to that. But I think, to me personally, that was a great moment, and that playlist, that Stranger Things season 4 playlist, is actually saved onto my Spotify, and I do listen to it. And when I was stuck out in that god awful Louisiana area, which
Yes. Oh my God. Fort Polk is the worst.
God. I've got PTSD from just that. That just added on to the PTSD I already have.
From doing pre-deployment training at Fort Polk. Oh
No, it was JRTC at Polk.
Oh my God, so bad.
Oh, so bad.
What is JRTC?
So it's a joint training operation where they bring in, and we had not only a bunch of units from California and like where was it? It's California, and there was some from Oregon, but then they brought in the Mexican Army.
Oh, you guys had to deal with that,
dude. They were making us look so bad because every morning they would wake up and they would run to chow in full uniform while the rest of us are just dragging out of bed and wondering, do we really want to go stand in that long line to go get that garbage, or do you want to stay in bed because they're not going to need us till like 12?
I'm also assuming that the meals in the swamp were probably better than the ones that they get on a regular basis, because our swamp meals are terrible. But I mean,
well,
you telling me the Mexican army ain't out there with a taquera making tacos?
They might be. You never know.
I saw this thing on TikTok the other day where it was a gym and they had some lady on a taquera making tacos in the middle of the gym. They were like, "Sign me up."
That's hard.
Dude, I would I'd join up for that, but they were trading gear because they're like, your gear is so much better than ours. So we were like, you want a backpack? Here you go. We'll give you one of our backpacks.
Oh God. All right. I don't know if you guys saw James in the chat because he's talking smack because we didn't do a bracket this week. So he said, "Is this a bracket? What are we talking about? Is this bracket about British people dying?" So the winner of the bracket is a dead white lady.
He could take it out of my check.
No, James, this was my idea. We did top 10 most memorable moments in 2022 as voted on by the Nerdington Post. And yes, the Queen dying was the number one most memorable moment of 2022. That
I totally forgot she even died.
You know the reason why I think that that's memorable is that in most people's lifetime, the Queen has always always been there.
Yeah.
And you've always heard about the Queen and kind of, I mean, I don't want to get into like British politics. I'm not that smart, but I've watched enough documentaries and looked into the royal family and like that kind of stuff to know that like, her original, like, because her dad was considered like the spare heir. So like she pretty much grew up in like a normal family, just like anybody else would. And then they kind of got like thrust into this, like they were like, the main royal family. And yeah, they made some missteps and they made some poor choices just like anybody else would. But I think with Queen Elizabeth, it was that, for as long as anybody could remember, like that's who's been queen. And I think that's what makes it such a memorable moment. And because we can think and say whatever we want about Queen Elizabeth, well, most people have worse things to say about the now king than they ever did about Queen Elizabeth.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So I think it's just one of those things, like it's an end of an era. And yeah, that's
I don't know. For me, it's the second like royalty that I've seen now die in my lifetime. First was, Princess Diana.
Mm-hmm.
Then the second one now is the Queen, and it's kind of like Kevin Conroy passed away. We lost JDF too.
Yeah, I mean, I would say those were bigger deaths to me than the Queen.
Then why didn't you guys add them on the poll? Okay.
The poll was user generated, so.
This is a bracket show. No, James, this is whoever shows up to do whatever show.
This is a distance nerding show that half the team decides not to do every week. So And by half the team, I mean you, James.
I don't even get paid. I wasn't even supposed to be here today.
Well, on that note, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for pluggables. So, Eugene, give us your pluggables, man. Where can everybody find you? What are your times? When do your shows come out? Give us all the deets. What are your plugs, man?
All right, so I'm going to go into Behind the Mask mode and tell you guys it's like a theme as always. It's going to be Behind the Mask Media, and it's going to be Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook. All of those can be found on by Behind the Mask. You just type that in on any of those social medias, you're going to find us. You'll see this wonderful face. You'll see my beautiful co-host Dennis, and you can hear all about us. We're on streaming live every Mondays at 6:30. We go live on Facebook, YouTube, and on Twitch. And of course, look onto our Instagram. And if you guys want to get a hold of us in any way, definitely go on to Instagram, DM us, and we will answer back. We don't get very many DMs, so we're going to see all the messages come through. But you can get us there or on Gmail. You can also, again, Behind the Mask Media. Also, keep an eye out for the Geek Saga. I'll be doing that coming up. We're hoping it's going to drop soon, but we are part of the Comic-Con Radio family. We're going to be going up to SAC Anime next weekend. So if you guys want to look for this face. I don't know if I'm going to have any Geek Saga shirts, but I'll be out there, and we will be actually doing some videos for that, and they'll be coming out after we launch on Comic-Con Radio. So you guys want to keep seeing this face, you want to keep hearing this voice, check us out on there. You could also listen to our podcast because we do put the audio up onto Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple it goes everywhere. So check out, again, Behind the Mask for all your paintball needs, the Geek Saga for all your geek needs, and for all your Eugene needs. You can see me on both those shows. So I guess that's it.
Well, there you go. All right, La Yak, what do we got?
You can find me at Distance Nerding. You can also find me at Lady Jack's Blue on Instagram. You'll have to add me because there's like a lot of really yucky people who like will look at my stuff and try to be my friend, and it's just not kosher.
She's not with it.
So I'm just so I've gone dark again. And I don't know if I used that correctly, but basically my Instagram is private again because there's just some yucky people who look like and follow my stuff. So you have to add me, and so if I recognize you and or you also follow Distance Nerding, I will be your friend. And I actually already posted my first story. It's a Christmas Eve story. It's not necessarily about good or bad memories. It's just kind of how Christmas Eve used to go at my grandparents. Just if you were to walk in the door, what it would look like, and just kind of what that would feel like and look like. So if you're into that kind of stuff, it's short. It's 3 pages. But online it's it's 3 pages. It's 3 little slides. Anyways, I've already talked too much. So if you want to do that, you can add me and I'll add you back. And then otherwise you can just catch me at Distance Nerding 10 post.
Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you know who I am. I am not La Jack. I am your boy, Young Phil. Catch us now.
Who are you?
Your boy.
Who are you?
Your boy.
Okay.
Young Phil. It's like a button, right? Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't already know, then I'm gonna learn you right now because it's a new thing for you all. It may be a new thing for you. It's not for me, but we got merch, people. Yeah, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. We got merch. If you are interested in some merch, we've got hats. The hats cost $35 each. $30 if you get multiple hats. Now, at this point, we only have one color of hat left, and that is the Galaxy Gray. right there. Right now, the Galaxy Gray is all we have left. The blacks have sold out. The baller black hats have sold out. And then if you're interested in a shirt, we've got shirts for you, $20 each if you're local to Sacramento, $25 if we got to ship it to you. If you're local to Sacramento, I'll just drive it to you. There you go. I'll bring the shirt to you. Right, you get to meet young Phil and you get a shirt. How cool is that? Right?
Sounds like my worst nightmare.
It is your worst nightmare because it's like something that you already don't want to do on a regular basis. Is see my face. Ladies and gentlemen, scrolling at the bottom of the screen right there, you will see our schedule. On Mondays, we do the game streams from 8 to 12. It's just like this show. I play games. James is in the chat making fart noises and weird stuff because you can do that on Twitch. It's on Twitch. Right now, I'm playing Cyberpunk 2077. I'm so close to finishing it off. And then, of course, just random game streams over the course of the week. Me playing Call of Duty and other kinds of stuff, which, Eugene, I need to get your Activision ID so we can get some games in.
Oh, definitely. You'll see how bad I am.
You know what? The only way to get better is to keep playing, right? It's just like push-ups, right? The only way to get better at doing push-ups is doing more push-ups.
Oh, that's why I suck at push-ups. Wow.
Tuesdays, we've got the download from 6:30 to 8:30, guys. That's where we talk news, rumors. We do reviews. We do trailer reactions. We do all the fun stuff that turns into the audio podcast. And then, of course, the Thursday show, the one you're watching right now, the build from 6 to 8, where I build Lego on stream. We interview interesting people, except for Eugene. And then we, and then I was waiting for the reaction. And then we do fun stuff like brackets, which James is complaining about because we did a top 10 today. So what? Sue me. All right.
Hey, you know what, Phil? My mom said I'm really interesting.
Yeah, you know what? Your mom also says you're handsome, but I don't know if we can really go with that one.
You know what my dad used to say when he saw somebody really ugly? That's a face only a mother could love.
I was gonna say, damn, that looks like your future husband, Jackie.
Yeah, he used to say that to me all the time. So.
Yeah, well, your face is a face that your mother and my mother and I love. So there we go.
Aw. Let me take
all right.
All right.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, of course, you can find us everywhere that social media exists, all at Distance Nerding, the Instagram, the Facebook, the Twitter, the Twitch, the TikTok, the YouTube, the Discord. Of course, we've got MySpace, we've got a Friendster, we've got a Flickster, we've got we've got an OnlyFans. It's only pictures of Aaron Watson's feet and mandals. We just got a Pornhub, and it's just blank pictures of nothing. That's all it is. It's people with a fetish for nothingness. So there you go. Ladies and gentlemen, that is it from us. Again, Eugene, I want to thank you for coming on the show this week, man.
Thank you. I've been seriously excited about this. I'm serious.
All right.
That's all I've been thinking about.
Smirious.
So, I'm schmirious. All right. Well, guys, that is it from us. It is time for the dance party. So you guys know the drill. Grab something around you. Make it dance. It's time. Let's get this going. Oh, what has Jack got? Okay, hold on. Let the butt.
Distance nerding.
see everybody next week.